Welcome into day number 4. This is lesson number 4, and this is what I call run your business like a business. I worked in the car industry for a very brief time, couple of years, but I learned some really valuable lessons about running a horse business there. Now, a car dealership that's successful has multiple profit centers. It's not just selling the cars. That used to be the main thing. That's one of the minor things now. Just think about it. A service center, most of them have an oil change place there, quick lane for Ford. You see this a lot. Parts, maintenance, there are a whole lot of things that go into making that business as profitable as it is. Sales are one of the minor things. So I want to teach you to do what I've done, which is to develop multiple streams of income that continue to flow even when you're not physically manning the pump. And if you're able to do that, you're able to create a business that actually makes real wealth for you instead of just paying your bills. However, as you well know, many horse businesses only have one clear profit center. Therefore, they're missing out on money that could be made with minimal effort. And remember, that profit center, which is normally training or board, that's the hardest work. That's the most overhead, and that's the least profitable thing that you're doing. But it's the thing we tend to focus most of our attention on. So I just want to show you some other options that can give you a chance to make more while doing less. What a concept. To understand how this works, you got to understand the difference between how wealthy people and poor people think. Wealthy people, with their money, they buy assets and they leverage human resources to take care of those assets. Poor people buy liabilities and they trade their time for money. Example of that is a poor guy rents a house. Rich guy buys a house and hires a property manager to look after it, and then he rents the house out to the poor guy. Well, the rich guy and the poor guy, one guy's living in the house, the other guy owns the house, but he's getting paid with interest for it, and he'll eventually get all his investment back if he chooses to sell the house. Well, the poor guy's paying rent that he never gets back again. A lot of us are doing something similar to that in our business, and I want to expand on that a little bit more. As I said, the wealthy, they buy houses to rent out, and then they hire people to manage the house. They make more money without more work for themselves, and in the end, they have a nice asset. The poor rent out the house, go trade time for money to pay for it. In the end, they have nothing in their name, as each rent payment goes nowhere. They have to keep showing up to make revenue. In my business, I'm always looking for profit centers I can install into my business without adding more work. And here's the criteria I use for that. Is it something that benefits your client base and your local community? And we'll talk specifically about what some of these things are that you can add to your horse business. It can generate consistent, almost passive cash flow. Number 3, it can run automatically or by a near minimum wage employee without extra work for you, the owner. Okay? Here's some of the things I've installed and that you can do as well. You want some passive income? Easiest, quickest way, get on Facebook Marketplace, spend a couple $100 and buy a Coke machine for your barn. Okay? Go to Costco, buy the cheap drinks, put them in there, charge people $1 for them, have some change, and every week you'll discover, and this is a giant life lesson, you've got this machine that all you really do is put product in and take money out. Okay? It doesn't cost you anything sitting there except a little electricity. So it's a brilliant life lesson on how I always say vending machines are an underrated source of passive income. If you don't believe me, ask in big cities why they're all controlled by the mafia, or they were at one time. It's all cash business. All right. You don't have to report any of that. You're not going to get rich off of it, but hey, you can go into your party fund for your barn where you invite clients out and show them a good time and sell them a horse. All right. Sell merchandise. What I figured out in the horse business is, you know who sells caps and t-shirts? The people that sell caps and t-shirts. I've learned this because my dad's passion was racing cars on the weekend. For those hobbyists who pursue their passion, the way they kind of finance it is through merch sales. Every little weekend dirt track racer has a t-shirt and a half for sale. You got to have something like that for your training business to help branding, number 1. And number 2, it's something you can sell on your website with drop shipping. You don't have any inventory. It doesn't cost you anything. The only reason you're not doing it and making that money now is because you don't want to mess with it. Am I right? It's there. One of the best things we ever did was that we bought a saltwater spa for our horses. clients, the community love it. It was a used unit. Okay. We had to do a little work to get it set up, and now it works great. It's great for our horses. I've got one employee that schedules the appointments when somebody wants to bring their horse in, or a referral from a vet, put the horse in the spa. We charge, pay her very little. It's great profit for us. And meanwhile, as I said, that spa just sits there. When it's not doing anything, it's not costing me anything. Yeah, well, there's some cost involved to get it set up. All the friends I've known that have taken this model, put in an aqua tread, some type of therapy thing, it has led their horse business. It has allowed them to do the horse business like they like. Now, what it is for you may be a little different. But there's a lot of this type of opportunities. I'm just telling you about one that I saw an opportunity and I took full advantage of it. But this is just designed to help you think like a wealthy entrepreneur. Think like Jerry Jones does. When he bought the Dallas Cowboys, saw opportunities to improve that business everywhere he looked. And while he drives their fans crazy, he's turned it into the most valuable sports franchise in the world. All right? So I want you to develop this mindset so you can develop these almost profit centers that can help your business flow when you're not there. And I look at it this way. It's streams. Okay? What do streams do? They form tributaries that form a bigger river. All these things, when I start doing them, it's a little money over here. Make a little money judging, a little money announcing, a little money from the spa, a little money from merch sales, a little bit from my YouTube monetization, a little bit from my Facebook monetization, a lot from sales. They started to add up. And what it allowed me to do was manage the cash flow in my business, because now I'm not dependent on every training check that comes in to pay the most pressing bill. And that's how it was for years. So tomorrow's the last day of this. And on the final day, I'm going to break down the framework I've used every time I needed to reinvent myself in my business to make more. And for those of you that have known me a long time, I've reinvented myself a number of times in the horse business. You've seen it. Okay, I've been a judge. I've been an auctioneer. I've been a sales guy. I've been a commentator. None of this happened by accident. I've been a 2-year-old guy. These were all by design, and they were designed to improve my life, improve my income, and to allow me to approach the horse business in a way that I wanted to approach it. For years, I thought I had to do it like everybody else. Well, I'm not everybody else, and you're not me. So in this program, I just want to help you get in touch with what you are, what your skill sets are, and how you can plan for your success. And by success, I mean you're doing what you want. You're removing the financial pressure from having this lifestyle you love, so you don't have to apologize for it anymore. So I hope you're around for Plan 5, Day 5. It's the last one of this series, and I think it'll be really beneficial to you.